Okay, so you invested in a company, you know, you signed the term sheet, you signed the funding agreement, everybody goes to party, everybody sobers up, and then like 2 or 3 days later, they start actually working. So when is the time when you sit down with them and tell them that, guys, you will need a next round of investment, and you should start working on it like now or in a month, or, you know, because the later the stage, the longer the period to get that money. Actually, what I teach to my incubees is that you should start looking for the next round the next day. What do you tell your portfolio companies?
That's pretty spot on. But I think more to the point is what we discussed, that you have to work on with the team to make them investment ready in coming to the next level. There's one thing that you know that you have to raise, quite another thing to find, say, the next marketing channel. And probably you have to work first on finding your, with the new investment, finding the next stage, come to the stage when you can actually go to the next investor.
Yeah, I think it's very important is that from each round you have to improve your numbers in every possible dimensions before you're ready for the next round. Yeah, sometimes if you raise too little money, the problem is that you end up in constant fundraising mode, and then most of the CEO's job is to go after the next round and the next round and the next round, and that kind of takes out the whole energy from the company, because then the company is just surviving to raise more money, but it doesn't go anywhere. So what I love is if there's enough time from an investment round, you see at least, I don't know, 18 months of runway, which gives you 6 to 12 months of building up some traction. Peace, but also it's very busy because you have to prove that you can spend that money well, and you can improve your company from that money. The other thing that we advocate is the cockroach model. They also call it the zebra, which is very different than a unicorn model. The idea is that your costs and your revenues should never get too far away from each other. Basically, that you shouldn't spend more than 2, maybe 3 times more than what you can take in from the market. Because if they get detached, then your next round will be needed too early, your revenues will grow slower than expected, and you end up with a story that is just not sexy enough for investors. And if you do have a gap between investments running dry for a couple of months, that will kill you. So if you, for example, if you have 2-3 million forints of revenue, you pump up your team to 30-50 million forints per month cost, and you have 3 months delay in your next round, that's $100 million out the window. You cannot possibly survive that. And cutting back the team to 1/10 of its size, or cutting back your cost to 1/10, is just impossible. So what we encourage, which is probably more suited for the Hungarian investment environment, is being a bit more modest and being a bit more real, and raising money for growth, not for survival.
Anything to add, Enikő?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to prepare. They cannot prepare too early, but first not go for the investors in the next day, but maybe try to make some differences in their plans, in their models, or something else that needs to be converted to a version that investors like. I mean, if they have a business plan and it's based just they have revenues, they have some costs, but if they want to go what a type of different investor, maybe they need to restructure their plan. They have to track their KPIs or something else. So it's also good for us, but it's also preparation for the next round, because they have to show to the next investors that they really know what they are doing as a business, because sometimes this is the initial problem when they want to go fundraising and make a business plan, and we just see that, okay, but they need the data and the conditions behind and all the KPIs that you had in the past. And that time they just try to be in a hurry to make the materials well. So they can also prepare like this from the first day.